Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so if you're looking for a new way to capture leads or lead magnets, I think sometimes when you start looking at the old traditional, or I'll call it 1.0, where you get a lead magnet and person could get a PDF or something like that, some people are still using that, but some people have kind of moved on and started doing some new different things. If this is your first time to this channel, please go and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of hack I'm going to put together with these lifetime deals out here. All right, so with this particular tool, I want to look at Meiro, and I want to show you how it is being used or can be used as a lead magnet. Um, it's just different, right? And it's what I love about it. But there's a couple other things I like about this tool as well. So let's go ahead and go over to my desktop. Let's take a look at it. And again, this tool is for someone that's looking to capture leads or looking for a new way to capture leads. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right. All right, we're over here at Appsumo, right? And what Appsumo is, just really quick, because I'm getting a lot of new people coming to my channel, just 20 seconds here. Appsumo is a software platform that allows you to get lifetime deals. So you may come here and you may look at a product that says a software product that charges $1,225. You can just pay a one-time cost of $249. In this particular case, this is Meiro. I just showed you the third tier. This is a tool that instead of paying $468, you pay $58. So that's what it is. And you get a 60-day money back guarantee on this particular tool. So what Meiro does, right, and it's for content marketing, right? So if you're doing content marketing or you're trying to gather leads or list building and things of that nature, this is a good tool for you. And it uses a lot of AI, right? And it's liking or an alternative to Typeform. So, and I really noticed that right off is because some of the strategies that I talk about in my my Marketing Mondays, I'll put a link in the description for that, but I'm always showing these different tips. The strategy I'm going to show you, as I think it's been featured in my Marketing Mondays before. So if you want to get an opportunity to pick that up, that's a monthly cost of $3.99. And what I'm doing is every Monday, I'm giving you these little inside tips, things of that nature. But the strategy I'm going to show you here on Meiro is a strategy that when you first look at this tool, you don't think that you can actually use it for that. So what Meiro does is they go in and they create these quizzes and or forms for people to fill out. Now, one thing you need to understand, what I've noticed in my other practice, I use a lot of quizzes and or qualifiers for people. And so I do have form platforms that I use a lot. I always try to do it. I always try to survey people to see what I'm actually getting in return. And so this is basically a platform you're able to do quizzes and you'll do tests. And they got a couple things coming up. And I want to show you one of the things that I loved about this particular tool. So when you look at the tiers here, what begins to change here in the pricing is your domain's going to change here, but on tier 1, you don't get any AI. You don't get 100 AIs generated or any AI tokens from content, text, files, links, and videos. I think you do get 50 AI content generations per month, and there you only use the ChatGPT 3.5. What tier 2 and above, you get to use the 4.0 and above, right? And this is tier 2, goes up a little bit in pricing, but you get to do 100 AI images and AI, and you get to use text files and or video links and or YouTube links you can generate your inspirations from. And it has integrations, some of your core integrations. I think it has webhooks as well. So this is, I think a good level is at least a tier 2. I think you can get a lot of usage out of a tier 2. If you're going to get some heavy usage, then I would opt in for maybe a tier 3 at $249 or a tier 4 that gives you 500 images. I think tier 4 for this particular tool, I think is a little stretch unless you're going to use it as an agency. The reason why you can use this as an agency at a tier 4 is because you have these unlimited custom domains. So what you can do is under your agency, you can create these quizzes, make that part of the offering that you're able to do. So again, when I look at these, can I deploy this as an agency? Yeah, at tier 4, but it would be an agency type of deal that I would provide for my clients. So it's not a true agency, but it gives you an ability with unlimited custom domains. If you're going to just use it for your company, I think a tier two is really all you need. Of course, that's 34 reviews. So let me tell you the play on this, right? A lot of people kid fun of me, right? Cold Crush, one of my members, is like, Jenny, man, tell us to play. All right, so here's the play. And then Anthony, what is he? He's the Blueprint, Alpha Blueprint or something like that. That's his name. But let me tell you what I like about this tool that nobody's talking about. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. So we already know it does AI generations and it creates quizzes for you, AI generations. But the way they put them together is very, very unique. One thing that they're doing that a lot of people have not noticed, and I'm going to bring to your attention, is when you look at their roadmap, they're getting things done. And there's a lot of things on their roadmap, right? So they have the text-based games builder that is planned and that's coming soon. So you can do the text-based game builder. You can, a lot of people are upvoting. I know I upvoted the creation of polls because a lot of online people, it's really funny. I was in this marketing class, and I do share that in my Marketing Mondays, is how a lot of people have an opinion, right? And so they always want to get involved in these polls. So you're able to get their email address just because they want to participate in a poll. That's a whole other story. And again, that's something that I cover in my Marketing Mondays over here. So listen, so what they do, they have a lot of things under consideration that they're looking at. They have a lot of things planned, right? I like the fact that they're planning to put in Pabbly or active pieces or integrately. They're looking to put that in. I think just by having a webhook, you still can kind of do a lot of those things already. But this is what's in progress. The personality quizzes. That's going to be major for a tool like this. You're going to be able to add that. I think they have some other things here that are coming up as well. This is done to multiple choice. They added that, and they added the custom domains. This is juice. When you see a company that's doing this and they have a lot of activities and are getting things moved and getting things done, this is exciting. So again, I think they got the text-based games builder. I think they have announced that is something that they're planning on working on. So I love when a company is moving and putting things together. All right, so let's talk about the play, right? So let me tell you what the play is first. So what I did is, right, and those who've been following me for a while, you know I run a couple of different companies, and I do have a retirement planning business. And one thing that I did was I just created a 5-question quiz for people. And I'm going to show you how I deployed this, and the reason why I deployed it in the way I did is what I did is you can create 5 questions. Well, you can create more than 5, but I'm just giving you an example. So I created 5 questions. Actually, I think there's a limit on the questions. I think 5, but that's all you really need. If you're going to survey someone, you do more than 5 questions. I learned that in my first year, getting my marketing undergrad degree, is 2 more than 5 questions, you're pushing it, right? In this day and age, definitely people, they're preferring shorts, right? More than anything else, but 5 questions is all you really need. So I developed a 5-question quiz, but here's what I did that's going to give you the idea that you need, right? And that's why I said at least a tier 2. Tier 1, I would not do a tier 1. I would at least do a tier 2, right? So let me show you how I deploy this, right? So 5 questions. So this is not, I can just put this on a standalone landing page if I wanted to, right? I can have, and I think I may deploy it that way because I think I have a tier 2. I probably may go as high as a tier 3. I don't think I'm gonna do a tier 4 because I'm not going to do a tier 4. I'm probably going to do a tier 3 at the most. I'll probably do a tier 3. I do have a tier 2 now. And I know, I'll do the unlimited custom domains. I'm not going to need more than 250 because you're going to see when you're creating this, if you can create 5, quizzes, you can have a picture for each quiz, and you can have a picture to set it up, and you can have a picture for your answer. and you can have an AI picture for your form, the intake form. But at the same time, you don't need any AI pictures. You can just upload your own. You can go to Canva and just upload your own. They give you the actual size. And so you don't really need AI. Or if you have another tool that creates AI pictures for you, you can just create them from there and then upload them through there. So that's just some of the things. Like I said, I think a tier 2 is really nice. A tier 3 is, hey, I may turn this into a heavy usage, right? So going back to how I set that up. All right, so I did the 5 questions, but let me tell you what I actually did. So this right here, and I'm gonna tell you the answer first. So this is your score is 1 out of 5, and I did this purposely so you can see what happens. So I put this photo up here, and this is a young person at an older person's retirement party. And that's because this person is a novice. Because if they've only answered 1 question out of 5 correctly, then they're a novice, they're at a retirement party, and they're young, right? And it says you have a foundational understanding of retirement planning options, but have some areas to improve. It's important to review your benefits and drawbacks of both a Roth 401k and a traditional 401k plan to make more informed decisions. Now, I drew this up and I had this. Now, when you see you're an expert, you show an older gentleman or older person in a room of other older retirees because you're an expert. The way I set this up, and let me give you the play on how I did this, right? I'm still working on this particular page. This is not due until I think Q1 of 2025. So I'm still kind of working on it, but this is my retirement page is what I've created here. And I also have embedded here my revolutionize radio because it's going to be retirement planning radio. It's going to be here and people are going to hear me chiming in, talking about different things. But when they come to this page, and again, I got to give you the play, right? And I talk about that again, like I said, on my Marketing Mondays, I give you these different insights and these different actions. So what I did here is I have the radio station that's playing, but from here, a person is coming, getting free access to the radio. That's great, but they can actually join the retirement podcast, which is for an additional cost. They can get a retirement plan and they can enroll in my retirement courses. So the radio is free. They come here, they land here, they can join the mailing page. So that's one way they can join the mailing list. So that's one way to capture email information, right? They could join the retirement podcast. That's another way to get email information. They can order a retirement plan. That's another way. And they can do retirement courses. So I've given you 4 different ways, 1, 2, 3, 4 off of a radio page, right? And again, I talk about these strategies all the time in my Marketing Mondays. And so that's a picture of me, kind of talks about that. But what I have here is I have answer 5 questions and earn a free review, right? Guess what is embedded in here? These are the 5 questions here that I created in Meiro. Now, look how I added this. It kind of blends in the page. I haven't got all my colors down or anything like that, but a person's going through this. This is a lot of information on retirement. I can figure out where I want to be, right? This is a premium. The retirement plans is a premium purchase. The retirement podcast is a low-end purchase. And the retirement plans is a medium type of purchase, or retirement courses that they could take. Those are small courses they can buy in a package or they can buy on a monthly basis, right? So, but when they come here, this is, finally something free. So what they do is they take this quiz, right? And this is embedded in here. That's why I can use it as a standalone page, right? We talked about that. I can come out here and I can just use this as a standalone page. That's it. Just you come here and take the quiz. I can roll that out in a whole nother offering, right? Or I could bring it here and I can embed it here, or I can make a link, click to the quizzes to earn a retirement plan, right? Or to earn a free review. So what happens is when you come here, you start taking the quiz, right? Then it comes and says, hey, which of the following is a key feature of a Roth 401k? This is if they know it or they don't know it, right? So what actually then happens is they then get to the end page, and the end page actually says, hey, you're a novice. Before you get to the end, it actually asks you if you want to know the answers and find out if you earn that, then it has an email gate on it. Let me see if I can show that to you. So this is one of the questions, but the email gate is here on the back end. So let's look at how I put this together. So I was just in here doing some experimenting with it, right? So let's take a look at the challenge. We can edit the challenge. Oops. All right, so let's look at the challenge and see how I kind of put this together. So here's a couple of the ones. I was testing one here with cryptocurrency and all that. And people asked me a lot of questions about cryptocurrency. And I was like, I can create a quiz out of it. And it wasn't going the way I wanted it to go. So I'm going to start it over. And I created this particular one. So what happens here is, and you can do the analytics, how many people got it right, how many didn't. But also inside the analytics is that's where you can collect your email addresses, or you can have all the email addresses webhook out into maybe a VBout or something like that. All right, so let's look at the challenge and see how we put it together. So this is the actual challenge here, right? And the way you create the challenge is, I'm going to do one from start. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it takes you a little while to do it. But what it is you say, hey, I want to create a 5-question challenge and I want 2 results. I either want you're an expert or you're a novice. Right. And I have one lead form. So I went in and I asked what the challenge was. The challenge is, hey, I want to see if people know the difference between a Roth 401k and a traditional 401k. Right. Of course, I know because I plan these things for people. Right. And so what I did was I asked a question and then they generated the question and they generated the start page and they generated the question. They generated the questions for me. Right. And they're actually spot on. These are right. It's right. It says, which of the following is a key feature of the Roth 401k plan? The key feature is contributions are made after tax dollars. Get your money first. And this is by a congressperson. His last name is Roth. And he says, hey, why don't we give people an opportunity to do contributions after tax dollars? Get your money now on the beginning. So later, when I get my money later on, you don't have to tax me again. So that's kind of what, and I know that, and they answered the question. So I asked them to create a quiz for that, and they created the quiz and the answers. That's very, very powerful. I don't have to think about doing that. But what they didn't create was the actual pictures that go here. I created this with AI. I created that with AI. What is the primary benefit of a traditional 401k plan? Tax deductible contributions. That's correct. So I had to generate this as a person standing at a bank. This person going in. I don't know. I just did that. Wanted to show that. At what age can you generally start taking tax-free withdrawals? Obviously, it's 59 and a half because it's the actual retirement age for the United States. So here is I have which type of plan required, and just more of a person in the middle of the street trying to make a choice. I don't know. I just kind of just came up with stuff. So what happens is before you can get your results, and this is where this is so sweet, and a lot of people haven't really garnered this from this particular tool, and I think it's genius, is you can say, hey, I want to add a lead form here. So the 5 questions are here. This is question 5. What comes up next is earn a free retirement review, right? So my challenge to them was answer 5 questions and earn a free review. Right? Come back here. They get to the 5th question. I'm promising them earn a free retirement review. And so the way it works is the way I put it together is, I need you to see how that works, is I put right here and I said, enter a name and email to receive a complimentary review if you scored as a novice. Right? You only get the review if you score as a novice, but I get the email address regardless. Right? But I tell people here, enter your name and email to receive a complimentary review if you scored as a novice. And really, if you scored as a novice, that means you're really not prepared. You really don't know about as much as you should know. But I'm going to do a complimentary review with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture the email and I'm going to send it via a webhook and then put it in an animation and put it in automation inside of VBout. So that's kind of how you do that. Let me come back and show you the play here. And I always show people to play. So that's it. So that's right there. That lead form drops in right there. Then it gives you the results. And like I was telling you earlier, is I selected a novice. This is a young person at a retirement party. So you're obviously a novice. You're not ready. But then it says, hey, you're a retirement planning expert. It says you have a strong, if they get it right, if they get 5, or if they get 3 out of 5 right, you're a retirement planning expert. You have a strong understanding of the differences between a Roth 401k and a traditional 401k plan. Your expertise will serve you well in making strategic decisions for a secure retirement. This sounds good, but I didn't write any of this. And it's actually true, right? You're on your way to making it. But if you're not, it says, hey, you have a foundational understanding, but have some areas to improve. It's important to review and benefits and drawbacks of your Roth retirement plan. So now what I can change this up and says, please check your email for a complimentary review. I can go in here and change that because the test was earn a free retirement review, right? And we talked about it, earn a free retirement review if you scored as a novice. This is genius, people. And I didn't even have to come up with all of this stuff. And you can create these additional fields that you say, hey, I want your phone number, right? And I can add a link in there too, to take them to a Calendly or, my Traft account or something like that, or something that they can actually set up an actual meeting request for me. So I can either send it to them and let them choose a time, or I can just link them to, if they score as a novice, then I can send them a link to my calendar page that sets up my 15-minute portfolio reviews. So I can do that. I can add CAPTCHA here as well. So before I get out of here, let me show you how easy this is to do. So let me get back to that and let's set up a brand new form. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just wanted to show you how easy it is. So stand by. So as we wrap up here, and again, if you're a marketer, and again, you've probably learned from me in digital marketing, or if you're one of my coaching clients, everyone is a marketer. Everyone is a content creator if you have a small business, right? What you do here is, as a marketer, you want to create these things. So you create new here. So let's do that. And I love the fact that they have an affiliate program. They came here with an affiliate program. That says a lot. That says a lot about sustainability, right? It says a lot about that. So these little things are the details. All right, so let's make something new. What do you want to start with, right? You can do a test or a quiz, or you can do a text-based game. And again, that's coming soon. They're working on it. And that was in the, I showed you guys that on the roadmap. They are putting that together. So you can create with AI. I would create with AI because I don't have that kind of time. I could create it manually, but if I created it with AI, I can just come back and edit it. So let's do that. We're going to create with AI. From a prompt, from text, file, from a link, or from a video. So I can click on this and put in one of my YouTube videos from my retirement channel. I can put that in there, right? And draw the questions from there easily, or from a link, or just from a file of one of the books I'm working on. I could just pull a file from there and use that as part of the questions. But let's do this as a prompt, because this is where you would mostly use that from, right? So you go to prompt here and you says, hey, you know what? It says, describe your challenge. My challenge is, I want people to know the top 5 questions they should ask before making a car purchase, something like that, right? Sure, Mark Rodriguez will get a kick out of that. So you have that English, and so the more thorough you are. So I want to purchase. I want people to know the top 5 questions they should ask before making a car purchase. I'm just doing this off the whim. I don't know. And so I want 5 questions, right? I think, the max you can do is 6, but this is 5. Again, 6 questions for a quiz is a lot, right? So 5 or 4 is just really the safe number. And I give them 4 choices, right? Single choice number of results. Either you're an expert or you're not. And that's kind of the way I want to keep that. But you can have multiple results, right? You can have a small, medium, large. You can have a gold, bronze, platinum, so on and so forth, right? So we'll go next step here. I want it to be easy. I can use based on ChatGPT 4.0, which is the most powerful. We all know that. I can pick out how do I want my answers to be. I can be funny, friendly, serious, or expert, right? So I'll put set a more formal and professional tone. So I'll set expert, right? I like giving people advice and like to be expert advice. I don't want shady advice. So I'm going to use expert here, and I'm going to go next step here, and then I'm going to give it the actual tone, right? So what we're going to do here is skip this step and generate challenge without an image. So you can go here, describe what you want to create. I want to create a five question challenge that everyone should know before heading to the car lot to put car dealership. Heading to the car dealership to make a purchase. All right, so that's what I got there. So that's my idea. That's my prompt. Obviously, I like the somatic. They do pretty good there. There's photographic. There's digital art, anime, comic book. You can go comic book but if I wanted to be serious, then I go cinematic. If I wanted to be funny, I could put it in a comic book, right? So if I'm trying to teach kids, I can put it in a comic book and do that. Oh, wait a minute. I just got an idea there. All right. So anyway, all right. So we're going to do this. We're going to start AI magic. We're going to go here, right? This tool is, I wasn't going to get this tool, but again, I'm always trying to find ways to be creative with people that engage with my content. I found it to be pretty good. Right. So it gave me this first prompt, right? So it gave me the first prompt. I'll go in here. I'll look at it. It says, hey, the ultimate car buying quiz, top 5 questions to ask. Perfect. Right. And it says accelerate your car buying knowledge. So if I take this and embed this on my page, if I'm a car expert and I'm giving all these advices, then it says, hey, see if you know the top 5 questions to answer. Right. And you go here and it says accelerate your car buying experts, discover the top 5 essential questions. Right. And so we'll go back here. Right. So let me go back here. And so what we'll do here is we will go here. What is the total cost of ownership? Right. And so they're asking you that. And so you come here, he says, hey, generate me an AI photo for this particular page. It says, what is the total cost of ownership? And so I can go here and I can say, all right, so for me, I can show, show a list of car expenses. Oh, let me see. These are prompts. Show a person reading a list of car expenses. I probably can change the point of view too, but from a top-down view. I'm just trying this. That's just one way. And again, I like the, I'm going to go with the cinematic. I like the cinematic because it kind of shows you kind of a serious look. And this is the first one. This is the one I'll do, and I'll show you how to add the form, and then we'll be done and we'll be out of here. So just, you guys know, I like to give you the juice, but I like to give you the play too on how you're going to, this is perfect right here, right? So I can either go with this, right? Expenses, and it shows this little thing here, and I can just go here. So I can go with either one of these. So I'll just go with this one because it looks like it's 2 people trying to read it. So I'll apply the image, or I can go regenerate it, right? And so we'll go back here. Let's take a look. Boom, that's the first question. So the only thing I'm doing now, it did the questions for me. I don't even have to. If I'm in a car, it says, what are the financing options available? The right answer is installment plans with low interest rates. And so it's answering the questions for you, right? It's telling you these are the 5 questions. You don't even have to think about them. But this is information that you need to know. So now what you do is you say, you know what? So it asked you 5 questions and it gave you 2 results. The 2 results is cautious car shopper. You are on the right track, but could benefit. So it gives you didn't answer the questions right away. You get anywhere from 0 to 3 answers, But you're an informed car buyer, you're an expert if you answer 4 to 5, right? And so you can change the question here. You can show a little kid trying to shop for a car. You can show an adult trying to shop for a car because they're an informed car buyer. You can just generate those 2 photos there. And again, these are the 5 questions. These are the 2 results. If you don't put in a form, it'll just ask the person will ask the question and they'll get the results. Here's the sweetness of this tool. And we're going to wrap this up. You add a new block. The block you want to add obviously is the lead form, right? You want to add the lead form. You add the lead form. And we want the lead form. We could add a cover there, right? Let's add a cover. Let's generate the lead on this. And let's generate it. Let's see. Get a free car shopper's guide. So show. Let me see. And I could upload my picture. I'm just trying to get them to create one for me. I don't really want to do that. So get a car shopper's guide. Well, let me see. Show a book that show a person receiving a book. Show a person receiving a book from another person. I don't know. I'm just using that. All right. So you guys know I like the cinematic, right? I generate that. I don't know what it's going to create. I'm just using that. I would upload my own, even if I showed a picture of my, my guide. This is crazy. This looks like a church. This is looking like somebody at a Bible study or something. I don't know what this is. This is something here, but I would probably create something myself for here, or I would show a mock-up of my book, right? And I'll say, hey, get your guide here. Get your, so I'll go here, let me see, get free shoppers guide. So I can go free shoppers guide, and there we go. So we're all good with that, right? And so the best part about it is I like how once you add the form, it just puts it there for you. And you can move these around. You can say, hey, I don't want that there. I want the form there. I want it after actually the second question. But it asks you to get the free, it gives you the lead form before you get the results. This is powerful, people. So let's look at it at a preview, right? Let's look at it in a preview mode. So this is the preview of your question. This is an overview of all the blocks, your challenges. It's not a live version. So a person comes here and they see this start button. Says, hey, are you an expert? And you ask that, and let's start the quiz. What is the total cost of ownership? Obviously, it's purchase price, insurance, maintenance, and fuel, right? It's not just the purchase price, right? And so these are just AI generated questions. But that's why I said I like the cinematic, because you can actually build a scene around it. What are the financing options? These are questions. They don't have pictures, and you don't really need to have pictures. But to make it more interactive, you really want their pictures there, or you want them to be comic book or not. So in order to get the answer, so a person answers all of these, and then it says, hey, get free shopper's guide, showing a picture here. Again, I would actually show a free mock-up of my actual ebook here. Get my free guide that you got to have before you go to the car lot. Enter first name, email, right? And you can make these mandatory. They're optional right now. Then submit the form, right? It's inactive, it's in preview mode. These are your results. You got more than 3, you're cautious. Or you got less than 3, you're cautious. Got anywhere between 4 and 5, you're an informed car buyer. So again, people, hopefully you guys like this, right? Bring my face back on camera. So listen, this is a nice tool. It's very nice, very well put together, very mature. It's not buggy. It does what it needs to do. I haven't connected my domain yet because I really haven't figured out if I want to create an agency out of this or not. I think I'm leaning towards I'm not. So a lot of times I have to figure out. So I'll go back and I'll probably put my domain name in there. And again, if you want to get access to the Marketing Mondays, I already got like, I think 20 some odd episodes in there. There's only 5 minutes of just juice that I'm giving out and giving some of the things that are working in my business and some of my clients' businesses and some of my colleagues' businesses. I think that's $3.99 a month, right? So you can sign up for that. And it's only each one of the tips are about 5 minutes long, nothing overdrawn, nothing overwhelming. But again, let me come back to it. I'll put the link down there below. Oh, I got 18 episodes. All right, I got it scripted out for about 30 already. So again, you can get those things. And I put in here, like right here, why free is never really free, right? And I talk about that and how helping can grow your business, right? Why I track everything. These are just the tips that I'm using. My business is growing, but I'm showing you some different insights and some behind the scenes of the reason why my business is growing. Again, that's $3.99 a month. Only once, right? That's a very good one. It's 4 minutes long. Confusing buyers, done is better, right? The bee and the honey, right? I tell you this bee and honey story. Yes, it's awesome. So that's kind of, once I started discovering that in social media, that really blew my business up as well. This has been Jenny Jones. Hopefully this was insightful. Hopefully you guys gained from this. Please like, subscribe if you like the channel. If this channel is going to always give you juice. So that much you should need to know. You guys have been great. You guys take care. Bye. Until next time. Goodbye for now.